back. Now, if you're in the market for a new set of wheels and Lehman Brothers and Merrill Lynch have stolen all your savings and credit ratings, well, there's only one option for you: pre-owned. Now, there are a few cars out there which might get you more bang for your buck than a used Ford Icon. Now, the car's been on sale for over a decade now, which means that the used car market is actually flooded with them. The Ford Icon's a good set of wheels, but buyer beware. There are a few issues that you need to be sure about before you actually put your money down. Alright, so let's start with what actually works with this car. Now, the Ford Icon has one of the best back seats in the business, and add to that a great ride, and what you have is a car ideal to be chauffeured around it. Now, the 1.3-litre engine is eager and smooth, but at the same time it lacks top-end power. However, this car does have its flaws, and ideally you should look out for an Icon that's got less than 50,000 kilometers on the clock. Past the 50k mark, the suspension tends to get a little unsettled, along with the electrical systems. Also, the Icon has an odd quirk. The right half of the car is slightly heavier than the left, so the tires on the right tend to wear out faster as well. You'll also find a lot of Icons that have been converted to LPG and CNG, but our advice is stay away. Here are some of the replacement costs for some of the parts you might want to change. The front and rear bumpers retail at $3,900 and $3,600 each, while the easily damaged wing mirrors cost $1,600 a piece, while the headlamp and tail light will put you back by $3,200 and $1,450 respectively. Repairing dings and dents will cost you between $50 to $75 per square inch. Also, be sure to check some general signs of abuse. Bent wheel rims, rust on the underbody, and leaking fluids are some indicators that the car, like an ugly pet, wasn't well taken care of by the previous owner. Now, a 2 to 3-year-old Icon should cost you anywhere between 2.5 to 3.7 lakhs, depending on the mileage and condition. So if you can take the hit that your ego will over buying a pre-owned, then the 1.3 Icon is a much better alternative to a run-of-the-mill hatch. The Indian bike market has been filled with a bunch of 125cc bikes over the last few years. But recently, there's been a lot more activity involving bikes with higher capacities. Take, for example, the brand new Yamaha FZ160, which our Kailash Menon got his hands on.
Look at that gorgeous two-tone complexion. Look at those matte black assets. She's gorgeous, isn't she? When it comes to Indian motorcycles, call her Eve. Because while she isn't exactly wearing a leaf, she's pretty skimpily clad. Naked, really.
Now please forgive me for that perv speak, but the FZ is what you call a naked bike. Now trust me, the title of a naked motorcycle is a lot more functional than being scandalous, because it's a motorcycle design in which the bike is completely stripped naked to its bare basics. The idea behind is to lose some serious flab and to gain some serious speed.
Naked or not, the sinuously styled resin petrol tank is all attitude. Yes, it looks beefy, but can contain only 12 liters of gas because the tank hides under the plastic mold. There's more attitude to be found in other places like the digital LCD Speedo that sits snug on a spear-shaped headlight. And then there's the stubby silencer that looks smoking hot. And the 17-inch rear tubeless radials add some serious brawn. But there are a few glitches.
First and foremost, the FZ is a shouty looking motorcycle. It's a very aggressive looking bike and you'd expect her to roar out like a tigress, but the moment you fire her up, she just bleats like a goat. And that's not it. Check out the rear seat, for instance. It can barely accommodate my palm, which is surely going to set your girlfriend into a crib mode, because when you take her out on a spin, she'll slip onto your seat and push you up the tank.
On the run, the FZ melts into the urban fabric. The 153cc motor dishes out a wholesome 14 bhp, and the 14 Newton meters of torque on tap is most fluid in the second and third gear, which makes the FZ a perfect weapon for city commutes. However, the FZ can't qualify as a highway star.
Now the FZ16 has got a 5-speed gearbox, and that's kind of a downer because, you know, on the highway runs, the moment you cross the speeds of 100, the bike literally whines and begs for a 6th gear. But unfortunately, like the R15, the FZ has no 6th gear.
But then there's the good news. Straight line stability at any speed is nothing short of inspirational. The rear monoshocks lend supreme rigidity to the FZ, and the 267mm disc in the front bite hard when you clamp down.
Now there's no doubt about the fact that the FZ16 looks really cool, and it's going to send the competition, namely the CBZ Extremes and the Apache RTRs, back to the drawing board. However, the performance is going to fail to whet the appetite of true blue bikers, but at 65,000 rupees, it can't do any better than this.